Chapter 16, The Land of Goodies. Okay, the four children were rather naughty over the next few days. Rick and Joe quarrelled and they fell over when they were wrestling with each other and broke a little table. Then Beth scorched a tablecloth when she was ironing it, and Frannie tore a hole in her clothes when she went picking blackberries. "Really, you're all very careless lately," said their mother to Joe. "You will mend that table as best you can. Rick, you must help him, and if I see you quarrelling like that again, I shall send you both to bed at once." "Frannie, why didn't you put on your old clothes when you went to pick blackberries, as I told you to? Now you will have to mend your clothes, and properly." Beth had to wash the tablecloth carefully to try and get the scorch marks out of it. "Oh my, it's a pity all these things have happened this week," groaned Joe to Rick, as the two did their best to amend things and make them better, and did their best to mend the table. "I'm afraid the land of goodies will come and go before we get there. I daren't ask Mother or Father if we can go off to the Faraway Tree. We've been so careless that they are sure to say no. Moonface and the others will be wondering why we don't go," said Beth, almost in tears. They were. The land of goodies had come, and they were delicious smells coming down the ladder. Moonface waited and waited for the children to come, but they didn't. Then he heard that the land of goodies was going to move away the next afternoon, and he wondered what to do. He said, "We'll wait for the children, but we don't want to miss going ourselves," said Silky. "We had better send a note to them. Perhaps something has happened to stop them coming." So they wrote a note and went down to ask the owl to take it, but he was asleep. So they went down to the woodpecker, who had a hole in the tree for himself, and he said he would take it. He flew off with it in his beak. He soon found the cottage and tapped on the window with his beak. "A lovely woodpecker," cried Joe, looking up. "See the red on his head. Oh, he's got a note for us." He opened the window and Mother was there, in the same room as the children. She looked surprised to see such an unexpected visitor. Joe took the note. The bird stayed in the window still, waiting for an answer. Joe read it and then showed it to the others. They all looked rather sad. It was dreadful to know that the lovely land of goodies had come and was going soon, and they wouldn't be able to visit it. "Tell Moonface we've been in trouble and we can't come," said Joe. The bird spread its wings, but Mother looked up and spoke. "Wait a minute," she said to the bird. Then she turned to Joe. "Read me the note." Joe read the note out loud. "Dear Joe, Beth, Frannie and Rick, the land of goodies is here, and it goes tomorrow. We've waited and waited for you to come. If you don't come tomorrow, we shall have to go by ourselves. Can't you come? Love from Silky, Saucepan and Moonface." "The land of goodies," said Mother in amazement. "Well, I never did hear of such funny happenings. I suppose there are lots of nice things to eat there, and that's why you all want to go." "Well, you have been in trouble lately, but you've done your best to put things right. You can go tomorrow morning." "Mother! Oh, Mother, thank you!" cried the children. "Thank you, Aunt Polly," said Rick, hugging her. "Oh, how lovely." "Tell Moonface we'll come as soon as we can tomorrow morning," said Joe to the listening woodpecker. He nodded, his red splashed head, and flew off. The children talked together excitedly. "I won't have any breakfast," said Beth. "It's not much good going to the land of goodies unless we're hungry." "That's a good idea," said Rick. "I think I won't have any supper tonight either." So when time came for the four children to set off to the enchanted wood, they were all really hungry, and they ran to the faraway tree and climbed up in excitement. "I hope there are donuts," said Joe. "I want a chocolate mousse," said Beth. "I can't begin to say the things that I'd like," said Ruby Rick. "Well, don't," said the others. "Save your breath and hurry, you've been left behind." They got to Moonface's and shouted loudly for him to come. He came running out of his treehouse in delight. "Oh, good, good," he cried. "You are nice and early." "Silky, they're here." "Go down and call old Saucepan. He's with Mr. What's-his-name. I'm sure Saucepan would like to come." It wasn't long before 7 excited people were climbing up the ladder to the land of goodies. How they longed to see what it was like. Well, it was much better than anyone ever imagined. It was a small place, set with little crooked houses and shops, and every house and shop was made from things to eat. The first house that the children saw was amazing. "Look at that house," cried Joe. "Its walls are made of sugar, the chimneys are chocolate, and the window sills are peppermint cream." "Oh, look at that shop," cried Rick. "It's got walls made of chocolate, and the door is made of marzipan, and I'm sure the window sills are gingerbread." The land of goodies was really a very extraordinary place. Everything in it seemed to be edible. And then the children caught sight of the trees and bushes and called out in surprise, "Look, that tree is growing muffins. And that one has got buds that are opening out into cakes. It's a cake tree. And look at this little tree here. It's growing big, flat, white flowers like plates. And in the middle of the flowers is full ice cream. Let's taste it." They tasted it, and it was ice cream. There was another small bush that grew clusters of curious-looking fruit, like flat berries or all colours. And would you believe it? When the children picked the fruit, it was like lollipops, all neatly growing together like a bunch of grapes. "Lovely," said Joe, who liked lollipops very much. "Gosh, look at that white fence over there. Surely it isn't made of marshmallow." It was. The children tore off pieces from the fence and munched the marshmallow. It was the nicest thing they'd ever tasted. The shops were full of things to eat. You should have seen them. Joe felt as if he would like a hot dog, and he went into a hot dog shop. The rolls were tumbling one by one out of a machine. The handle was being turned by an odd-looking person. He was flat and golden brown and had raisin-like eyes. "I think he's a gingerbread man," said Joe to the others. "He's just like the gingerbread people that Mother makes." The children chose a hot dog each and went out munching. They wandered into the next shop. It had some lovely big cakes set in rows. Some were yellow, some were white. "Your name, please?" asked the funny little woman. There, looking at Beth, who had asked for cake, was the woman. "Beth," said the little girl in surprise, "is my name." And there in the middle of the cake, her name appeared in pink sugar letters. Of course, all the others wanted cakes too, just to see their names come. "We shall never be able to eat all these," said Moonface, looking at the 7 cakes that had suddenly appeared. "But you know, they tasted so delicious that it wasn't long before they all went." Into shop after shop went the children and others, tasting everything they could see. They had tomato soup, poached eggs, ginger buns, chocolate fingers, ice creams, and goodness knows what else. "Well, I can't eat any more," said Joe. "At last, I've been really greedy. I'm sure I'll be ill if I eat anything more," said Silky. "Oh, Silky," said Rick, "don't stop. I could go on for quite a long time yet." "Rick, you're greedy, really greedy," said Joe. "You ought to stop." "Well, I'm not going to," said Rick. The others looked at him. "You're getting very fat," said Joe suddenly. "You won't be able to get down the hole. You be careful, Rick. You're not going to go into any more shops." "All right," said Rick, looking sulky. But although he did not go into the shops, can you guess what he did? He broke off some gingerbread windowsill, and then he took a knocker off a door that was made of peppermint, and sucked on them in delight. The others had not seen him do these things, but the man whose knocker Rick had pulled off did see him. He opened his door and came running out. "Hey, hey!" he cried angrily. "Bring back my knocker at once, you bad, naughty boy!"